JanetOnOccasion, and today we're playing another Total War Warhammer Replay. Battle Replay. Multiplayer Replay. We're playing a battle. In a replay kind of way. Sorry, I had a couple of drinks. So yeah, I've brought the Greenskins. I'm against Chaos. So here, I think I might have cracked Chaos, right? Because I decided to bring Skarsnik. I've got my Black Orcs, I've got my Giant, I've got a couple of Trolls, I've got the Rusty Arrows with a couple of Goblin Archers, I've got my Night Goblin Shaman, and a Goblin Big Boss. So here, obviously Black Orcs, crazy armor piercing, just absolute troopers. The Giant, just wreck Chosen, and they terrify, which is great for Marauders as well. And Trolls, good armor piercing, very quick actually, they're pretty damn fast. Especially when most of Chaos's units are quite slow. Really useful. Also, you know, Night Goblin Shaman, you know, the sneaky stabbing and the itchy nuisance, really useful for buffing and debuffing. Skarsnik, though, his anti-large bonus is sick. It is so good. So, and Chaos, they always bring large lords. Even if they bring Archaon, right, he's on a horse. So that's anti-large. If they bring a dragon, anti-large. If they bring Kolek, you know, that anti-large is useful. So Skarsnik's absolute trooper in this matchup. Obviously he's not very maneuverable, so if they're trying to, you know, keep their lord away from me, might be a bit annoying. But, you know, he's an absolute trooper. If I manage to get them cornered, then they're doomed. And with the Trolls, very useful for doing that, because they're big. You can't just run through them. They will just get in the way of any, you know, flying lord swoops down, gets surrounded by Trolls. You can't just run through the Trolls to fly off again. So really useful. Now I can just Skarsnik, kill him. So, really cool. Also, so in the back line, I've just got the Goblin Big Boss. He's on a spider, so he gets poison attack, so he'll slow the enemy down if they try and, you know, get me from behind. So, even if they're paying attention, you know, and I break their charge, if they're paying attention and know not to bother fighting the Big Boss, it'll take them longer to get to my back line. So, that was my thinking there. So, okay, so I'll look at his army. So, obviously, you know, he's got a large lord, so have to watch for that. He's also got a couple of Chaos Marauders, so a bit of fodder, but you know, that's fine. I can terrify them off with my Giant, and obviously, you know, Black Orcs are going to chew them up. In fact, everything's going to chew them up. Like, nothing in my front line will do anything but demolish these guys. But, obviously, they are being backed up by 3 lots of Chosen, and 2 lots of Chaos Warriors with Halberds. So, kind of terrifying. So the Chaos Warriors Halberds, great for taking out Giants, and fantastic for taking out Trolls. They will just, you know, they will own. And obviously the Chosen will stand up against Black Orcs. It's about 50-50 who will win. Very even matchup between the two. But he did have a lot of extra harass, so he brought a Gore-Beast Chariot and 2 lots of Chaos Warhounds. So, you know, my backline is doomed, right, just from that alone. But he'd also brought a unit of Chaos Knights and another Chaos Chariot. So, yeah, I think he was expecting a very lightly armoured large army that he could just sort of run through. And obviously I just didn't give him that, so, which is odd, because Greenskins, most of their armor-piercing units are sort of, you know, big units. So, yeah, if I'm playing against Chaos, I'm going to bring the armor-piercing, so he can't really capitalise with this sort of stuff. So, maybe he was thinking, you know, this army had worked against a different matchup, I don't know. Maybe he's trying a new thing. Who's to know? Except him. So here, I was playing a bit cautious, so I wanted to just line up here. One thing to say here is I couldn't actually see any of these units on the flanks from where I was. In this position, I couldn't see anything for some reason. This just blocks line of sight massively, these 2 cliff edges. So he comes in, so he sees me approaching, and he starts splitting up his guys. And I think he was trying to get a surround, so if I charged in, he'd be able to get his marauders around the flanks and, you know, surround me. So, so very soon, I do actually... because knowing these guys are so slow in their, you know, huge suits of armor, I know that I can intercept them with the Trolls, and the Trolls will completely demolish these Chaos Marauders, so I can take these guys out early. So yeah, here we go. So I charge them in, and these guys can't move quick enough to retaliate. And if they did, then they'd be split up, and I could just charge them in the rears, or, you know, at least the sides, with my my Black Orcs. So leaves me in a very tough position. So straight away, I'm basically getting 2 units for free. If he wants to, you know, try and retaliate to stop that from happening, then he's in a bit of trouble. I think the best thing he could have done is actually just pull these guys back, you know, just accept those losses, what he'd taken so far. I mean, look at this, they are taking so much damage so quickly, which is great. But, yeah, so my Giant will absolutely demolish Chosen. You know, giants have like no armor, right? But they have ridiculous armor piercing. So unless you bring something anti-large like the halberds, yeah, the chosen aren't going to do anything. They're just going to get tanked by the giant. So you see here the Chaos Lord coming in, and oh, and in the background you can see my Goblin Big Boss has intercepted some of his ranged. He will run away, but you know, he's slowing them down. That's all I'm going to do. But look at this. This is absolutely insane. So I've got Itchy Nuisance going. I've got the War going, and just yeah, it's unbelievable. This Lord's dead. Was that like 7 seconds? I don't know. I'm going to put a countdown on this. And so he obviously gets in my back line. All those archers are dead, but frankly, I only really bring those archers to harass their lords. You know, if he brought Kolek, I could keep some pressure on him. And obviously, if he wanted to come and stop the archers firing, then I'd have, you know, Skarsnik follow them. So the archers have already finished their purpose. You know, what with the armor sundering on that Chaos Lord and Skarsnik's anti-large bonus, and yeah, he just got trashed. Unbelievable. I did not know that I could kill a Chaos Lord that quickly. So they've already got 1 unit of halberds running away, they've got 1 unit of chosen running away. That chosen is terrified because they took the massive leadership hit from their lord getting killed. And obviously the giants can terrify, but I had no idea that chosen would run terrified. That is crazy. So now he's sent in, obviously, you know, his chariots and his knights, but I don't really have anything here that is a good target for them. If obviously with goblins, you know, the archers are all doomed, but you know, like I say, they've done their job. I'm finished with them. Only goblins, whatever. So yeah, absolutely fine. Obviously I've got, you know, my trolls running away, but that's expected. But you know, they're being a pain, doing heavy damage. That's cool. But yeah, Skarsnik, Night Goblin Shaman is even in there scrapping. But the Black Orcs, they're not going to have a problem fighting against Chaos Knights. Like, they're so heavily armoured. So they're totally happy. Now these chosen, obviously they're 2-on-1 with Black Orcs, so it would have been a 50-50 fight, but obviously against 2 units they're doomed. So yeah, they're Gorby's chariot coming in again, but you know, he's already taken the damage, and now all of his backup is left, so that guy's fighting on his own again. So absolutely crazy. He just had all the wrong matchups there, and I think he spent a lot of money on things that weren't ideal in this matchup. You know, it would have been great against, you know, just sort of like a typical Greenskins army. If you kind of think, what is the average Greenskins army? That would do great. But you've kind of got to consider, what are they going to bring to counter me, right? So obviously I was only bring armor piercing, and all of his sort of, you know, all of his warhounds and his chaos knights, his chariots, they're not going to do well against the Greenskins armor piercing units, right? So Black Orcs, they don't really care about Chaos Knights. Chariots, then you know, they're too heavy, the Black Orcs. You're not able to run through them and get a load of kills that way. They're just going to stand their ground and kill the chariots. You know, the chariots are going to get stuck in them and get killed. And you know, that's typical, right? This is very much an army built for taking out chaos, and that's what you got to do when you're building an army. You've got to consider, what are they going to bring to counter what they think I'm bringing, right? So it's a tough one. It's a tough one though. I'm not entirely sure what I'd bring to defeat this army. Honestly, you know, it's very easy. You know, hindsight's 20/20, right? For me to be able to say he did it wrong, but oh, shush phone. So it's tough. It's tough. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Great match, Sebastian 200. You know, I hope you don't make that mistake again with your lord. I know I certainly won't if I do that. I honestly would have thought he'd fare better. I learned something there. I had no idea the Chaos Lord would get killed that quickly. That was so cool. And that, I mean, that won me it, I think. I mean, well, you know, it would have been tough anyway, but just the fact that just everything ran after that, it was tough. Very tough. So I had a good one. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.